Alright, let's just check. Hello everyone. 1, 2, yep. Alright, welcome. Hope you can all hear me. Let me just get some fucking shit going first, so I can fucking talk to you guys. Say g'day. What the fuck is happening? Fuck's going on? Sorry I'm fucking late. 22 minutes left in fucking quali. We'll get into it in a second as soon as I work out all my shit. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is going on? Alright, so you're looking at Goose here. So, Mr. Goose, we seem to only have fucking 7 runners at the moment. So, while I get my shit together, and here we go. There we are. So I can fucking you can send me in the fucking questions now, and I'll answer you. So here we are looking at we're at, let's get some fucking, what's the names out? Some details and shit out for you. We're at fucking Snetterton, fucking in the UK. We are, let's just go through the track facts as well for fucking your Alpine Cup. We're in fucking Snetterton is racecourse in Norfolk, Norfolk, England. It was opened in 1953. Owner is Jonathan Palmer, Palmer's Motorsport Vision organisation. It's situated on the A11 road, 12 miles northeast of the town of Thetford. I hope that I fucking pronounced that fucking right. 19 miles west of the city of Norwich. The circuit's named after the nearby village of Snetterton to the northwest of Circuit. Also, although much of the circuit lies in the adjoining civil of parish of Quindam. Right, so anyway, fucking, it's an FIA grade 3 fucking track. It's a very old fucking track, actually. So the current track that we're on is 2.9 mile or 4.7 fucking K. So it's a twisty cunt. I actually like this fucking track. It's got 12 turns. The fucking lap record is a 1:39.933 set by Felipe Nasser in the Dallara in 2011. Right, let's go down to fucking see if we can get a lap record for a GT4 time for you. Yep. Fucking 1:56 by Mike Simpson in the little Gianetta G56 G4. In 2023, the Snetterton fucking British GT round. He set that fucking lap record in the little fucking Gianetta GG4. So, there's your fucking track facts. Proudly brought to you by fucking Dare Ice Coffee. Get yourself a fucking Dare Ice Coffee. Dare Ice Coffee. Fix any fucking drama. Right. So, we're looking at Goose here. He's in P5, Mr. fucking Goose. Let me just get my fucking shit back and organised. I'm very disorganised fucking this morning. Fucking, let's get that back there so I can fucking talk to you cunts on Discord. Right. So this is the second round. Your fucking leader, your fucking championship leader is Mr. fucking... Oh, Mr. Brooklyn's got pole at the moment. Mr. Alex is in P2. So there he is there. There's your fucking championship leader. Our fearless leader. Mr. Alex. In car 111. He's fucking your, he's your championship leader and fucking, and boss of this fucking series. So, round 2, we got fucking 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds to go. Alright, Suzuka's up next. Beautiful, we go fucking Oriental. So we go to Suzuka, then Bathurst, Donington, and then Watkins Glen to final out. finalise out this Alpine Series fucking cup. So we're watching Mr. Alex here. Set his time. We got 17 bit, a little bit over fucking under 18 minutes. So 17 minutes 52:48 fucking on the clock to fucking run in this qualifying session. It seems to be the way that racing's going nowadays, is that we have a longer qualifying session and less of a practice session nowadays. They seem to work a lot better. I do quite like a longer qualifying session so you can come in and adjust the car and just have a play around and work yourself out and get used to the track in qualifying and set your lap times instead of just going out and pounding around fucking lap after lap after lap, kind of achieving nothing. So, but anyway, we're watching Mr. Alex here. He's in P2. Mr. Brooklyn's fucking sitting in P1. So, and we have Mr. White, current fucking champion in these little fuckers, Alpines, with us tonight. He has fucking decided that fucking smash a few Red Bulls and come and join us in the car that he won a championship in. So this will be very interesting. We only have 8 runners now, so we have a late fucking joiner to the grid. So we got 8 guys in here. We had the small round last week as well. Small grid of guys last week for the first round. They are an acquired taste, but I've been told that they are a great little car, a fun little car to drive and race. So, and from the racing so far, it's been really, really, really fun to broadcast it. So I'm enjoying watching these guys go to bore in the one make series. They just finished their Alpine. ARL just had their Porsche Cup pre-season test and event yesterday. So on Porsche Cup, so I attended that event. It was very good. Fucking awesome. Great fucking car, the Porsche car, the Cup car, so I love that car. So one make series is a very even way of flattening out the field. Everyone has the same equipment. Nobody feels that they have an advantage over anyone else. So it just takes time in these cars to get used to them, know what they like, know what they want to do, what they don't want to do. I've got Mr. Alex here. He's pushing hard. You can see the car. He's got the car set up on a knife's edge. So I'll be fucking very interested to see if he can, while using all the fucking ripple strip there and out the other side. Again, this track's very flat. There's no camber on this track at all, as you'll be able to see. It's a very flat track. So there's not much camber in the way of camber at all. So they go up this long back straight. Feels like you're on it for a fucking forever. Clicking up through the gears. Make his way into top gear by the time he reaches that bridge, and then hard on the brakes for this real tricky left, right, hard right fucking section and the last sector. So it's very, very tricky. This and important to get fucking right. If you don't get it right, you're fucked. You fuck your whole lap. Just on this back sector here, in sector 3. That'll fuck you for sure. As we see Mr. Alex here, in car 111, come across the line, see if he's done a better lap time. Can he put it on pole? He does put it on pole with the 156.432. So he's fucking relegated Mr. Brooklyn down to P2, car 311. So it's still enough time to go out there and set another lap time. So as we'll go back down here to Mr. McMillan and have a look at the back of the field. And car 60. As he brings around into this last sector, out of sector 2 and into sector 3, up that back straight. He scared the fucking crap out of me earlier on Discord, showing me the car. He's showing his car livery, and I thought it was a fucking cop car. For fuck's sake, it does have those very similar fucking marks until I had a better look at it. And it's Fanatec sponsored Alpine as he brings it into this really tricky last sector. See if he can improve his lap time here, guys. If he can make any better of an improvement here into that last corner. Easy to get yourself a fucking track limits over that last curb and fucking exit. Stays in P8 with a 2 minute flat 0.9. Mr. Fagan behind him robs Mr. White out of his P3 and takes with a 157 flat. Whoa, Mr. fucking McMillan's fucking drifting into the fucking barrier. And that will be about enough, he says, and pulls it up onto the side there. Exit backs to the pits. Mr. Fagan has taken that P3 off Mr. White. We'll go have a look at Mr. White now. In the... I don't know how you fucking say that, man. Is that Velo? I don't know. Valjo? I don't know, man. These weird... I was having a look through the liveries before and the fucking sponsored liveries, and that one was one of the ones that come up, as well as these are the eSport team. He's got the eSport team livery, so this is one of those. As he sets out into that last sector as well, out of sector 2 into sector 3, with 11 minutes left on the fucking clock. So, going to start being pucker and ass time fucking soon. Is they're going to have to start fucking turning up the wick on these little cars and pushing the very limits to see if they can vault their way up the fucking grid at all. There's Mr. White into that fucking tricky little left-right fucking fucked up after a long fucking straight chicane. As your current fucking ex-champion in the Alpine, so there's a bit of expectations from Mr. White in this series. As he gets it a little bit too tight over that last corner and cost him a little bit of fucking time there doing that shit. He's dropped back to P5. Can he make a better fucking... He's gone back to P4 with a 156.982, guys, so... He's happy with enough with that, with 9 minutes left on the clock, or maybe he'll go back in and have a bit of a play around. Let's go down and have a look at Mr. Penny in the track race of fucking 77. Currently sitting in P7. Beautiful livery car. Really wide there. Uses all the fucking ripple strip. It's hard on the brakes. And there's tight left-hander. A little bit oversteery and on the exit as he approaches this real fast left-right sector, then hard onto the brakes for the right-hander and the loop back around onto the back straight, I guess you would call it. So really wide, makes the car fucking not respond very well to the back straight and straighten it up and getting on the fucking power. So as he pushes the little French fucking Alpine to its fucking red line, takes that sector as well. It's been a bit of a scrappy lap out of Mr. Penny. He's usually a very smooth operator. Smooth operator. He is, so... Still getting used to these guys. There's only a couple that have driven these cars before. and have had experience in them. So, let's see if he can improve his lap time. What's he said here? A 2 minute fucking flat 0.355. So he's going to need to break into the fucking under the 2 minute barrier here if he wants to fucking jump up any further. Guys in front of him are doing a little bit faster than 2 minutes. So he's going to need to find some time here, Mr. Penny. Fucking summon some of that fucking Carlos Saints and get some fucking a couple of laps in here nice and smooth. Bounces his way over that exit ripple strip. And like any other of these tracks, this is another track where I have encountered a fucking puncher in a GT3 car. So as he fucking drifts it out of that fucking corner. So it is a possibility. They are very savage, these curbs. They're old school curbs, so when you see the closest shot, you'll see how brutal they are and what they can do to the inside carcass of that Pirelli. So another thing you've got to keep in mind, as you see there, the suspension's working overtime. As we see him go up this fucking back straight, launch it into this left-hander, and then right hard on the brakes, trying to flips the car up on the two fucking wheels, just grabs that fucking exit ripple strip as well into this tricky fucking high-speed last sector. Can he improve his fucking time? It's been a bit better of a lap, I've got to be fucking honest with you, so I'm kind of expecting him to be a little bit further up the grid than P7 as he heads up onto the fucking final straight and towards the line. And 158.62 is a better improved lap time than the fucking previous one. Puts him in P7. As he gets out off the fucking line and stoves the car. And is he going to be a bit of his exit back to the pits just in front of Mr. Bastos. I don't think Mr. Bastos joined us for the last round. Let me just check if he signed up on my fucking list. No, he didn't, so he's a newcomer. Yeah, newcomer to the series, as far as I am aware of, in car 140. A beautiful white, blue, light blue, turquoise blue liveried car. Very nice. He's sitting in P4 at the moment, so he's doing a fucking good job. Mr. Bastos. Mr. Bastos. Mr. Bastos. So P4. As he heads up on the back straight. Car 140. 4 minutes left in qualifying. So these lap times now are going to count, and are the ones that are at where the guys are at their fucking max fucking queue. So, excuse me, as he heads into the last sector. He's hoping to put it up onto that fucking, onto those top three spots, I'm sure. So, nice and clean. Now's the last corner. Very conservative, nice and clean. As he heads for the line, he's going to give us a 2 minute .880. So stays in P4, doesn't go anywhere. Sets out on another lap with 3 minutes left, so you'll get another couple in here. Only a few left on track. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys out on track. Mr. Alex is P1 at the moment. There he is. This is when the camera fucking catches up to him. Current leader and championship leader. Not happy with his fucking lap time, so going to go set another one. Car 111. Very clean. Surging fucking like through those fucking, that really tricky fucking chicane and tight right-hander. Mr. Fagan's gone up into fucking P2 now. As we watch Mr. Alex fucking head for the line. 155.985. I think he'd be pretty happy with that. I don't think anyone's going to get him from there. Very good time. As we'll go have a look at Mr. Goose is there. Mr. SKFR sitting in the pits there. And there's Mr. Fagan there at 207.6. And I think he's just lining up for a lap time now to see if we can try and put it on pole. From the fucking... Let me just check. We're just in the Discord. I'm going to start bringing some of this Discord into the racing as well, as Mr. Fagan gets a bit loose off that exit chicane, off that exit fucking curb. Mr. White's feeling a bit of pressure in the Discord, he's saying. He's in P5, so he's feeling a bit of pressure. He should be feeling a bit of pressure. You watch Mr. Fagan from the Indigo Lime Motorsport team. Well, in the Indigo Lime Motorsport colours, in car 747. So we watch him go up the back straight. Let's have a drink. Watch him go through this fucking tricky fucking sector. Lovely. 32 seconds left. Can Mr. Fagan here from Indigo Line Motorsport put this fucking car 747 on pole here? Been a reasonably good lap from what I've seen so far. As he fucking stoves for the line. 157.9 stays in P2. Stays in P2, that'll do Mr. Fagan. I think if he's... No, I think he's going to go for another lap here, looks like. Yep, definitely. You're wrong, fucking Brett. Get your shit together. He's going to do another lap. He's got plenty of time. So, he's going to he's going to try and go for that pole. Mr. Bustos is in P4, Mr. White P5. They're only looking at 3 guys on track at the moment, so Mr. Goose as well is on track and in P6. Everyone else has kind of gone, no, fuck it. That's enough. We'll do our fighting in the fucking race. So watch Mr. Fagan, stay with Mr. Fagan here because he's in P2. We'll see if he can fucking improve this lap time at all and get to P1 and take it off Mr. Alex. Mr. Goose has done 158, so stays in P6 now, stays in P6, and that'll be the end of his qualifying. So watch Mr. Fagan here. Very nice quick line into that one and out over the fucking line, nearly a track limit there, or I would have thought, if not maybe kind of fucking at the very limit of it. But very fucking, very loose, very wide. We're in max wait time, last corner. As he heads for the line. Has he done enough? Has he done enough? No, he hasn't. Stays in P2. There's your... That's how your grid will line up. Mr. Alex, Mr. Fagan, Mr. Brooklyn, Mr. Bustos, Mr. White, Mr. Goose, Mr. Penny, Mr. McMillan, Mr. SKFR, and I am not fucking in it, so I'm your comms guy, so we can have a look at the timetables if you want for qualifying. There's the guys who set the fastest lap time. No surprise there with Mr. Alex doing sector 2 sector grabbing 2 of the fastest lap times, just at a 1:55.9. Mr. Fagan did have the fastest the fastest sector by 2000s kind of thing, 200 side of thing. So I'll go grab a quick break and then come back and call you fucking our race with a pit stop involved in it. Oh, I will see you very soon. Send in the questions, fucking tag your mates. What's this? This will be 9 guys going really hard at it, so it'll be a really, really good race. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, 30 seconds. Back just in time. Let me turn up me fucking...
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Seconds.
10 seconds. And then they're going to take off. So we're going to look through the grid here. Mr. Goose, these guys all getting ready. Mr. Bustos. Mr. Brooklyn there in the all white. 311. So they take off. It's a short formation. It's a short formation lap, so no time for these guys to get any heat in these tyres whatsoever. We'll go at the front and have a look at the front. I'll tuck that away from your controller's fucking flat. Jeez, I'm fucking behind the time. So let's get ready. Hour worth of racing. Let's go. Grid it up, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Waiting for a green light, waiting for the green light, waiting for the green, waiting for the green, waiting for the green, long green.
Go, go, go.
green after the start finish line. They go 3 wide. Mr. White goes out really wide. Looks like Mr. Fagan's going to take command into that first corner. Go around outside. We get pretty clean. I don't think we've got anyone off. No, not by the look of it. As Mr. Fagan takes superiority into the first couple of corners here. Mr. Bustos right behind, only a couple of car lengths behind here. It's Mr. Fagan taking it to Mr. Alex. So this is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. We asked for this. Mr. Fagan's providing us with what we asked for. So let's see. Let's go to war. Let's go to fucking war. As we see Mr. Alex trying to put pressure onto Mr. Fagan as he goes out wide. We're going into the first half of the first lap as Mr. Fagan gets really wide out onto the dirt. We'll stay with this, with the top 4. We'll go up onto the back straight here. We're going to see Mr. Alex try and make a fucking run here as he pops out of the fucking draft. And has a look on the outside. Mr. Fagan protecting that inside line as he ends up going around that tricky little tight. Goes out wide, but he's kept it. You see Mr. Gooseback in the background there going out really wide out over the ripple strip. Mr. Fagan's broken himself out to be have a bit of a lead here by 0.8 over Mr. Alex, 0.6, 0.7. So, as Mr. Fagan just starting to get now a bit of heat into these tyres and a bit of fucking relax, breathe. I've got the lead. A 202 for the first lap, 203 from Mr. Alex. Mr. Bustos in P3, getting pressured by Mr. Brooklyn. I think he's been passed by Mr. Brooklyn and by Mr. White, so something's happened there to Mr. Bustos. Something severe. He's lost a couple of fucking spots. Fuck. Be filthy about that. So, misgearing. Maybe just a wrong exit. Be too early on the brakes. You see, Mr. fucking Fagan's got a second lead out over Mr. Alex here now. Is it going to come in? Mr. Alex is going to come under pressure from Mr. Brooklyn here very shortly. There's only 1.6 back. So we have a tight little battle here that's going to form. It's the top 3 come through, you see. Mr. White back in P4. As we all settle in, starting the second lap. This is going to turn out to be a very interesting fucking battle. So, Mr. Alex will not like at fucking all that he's back in P2 as they take out that fucking bollard. As we watch him come into the final sector. And go start lap 3. We don't have Mr. fucking Dalton with us today, so I see he's in the chat, the Discord chat there. As we watch this battle, that's got me absolutely shocked because I don't see that car 111. Mr. Fagan gets really wide out over that first corner fucking exit and out onto the dirt. He's done that a fucking couple of times in the race already in the early stages. We're looking at the fastest lap time as well. His best is 1:57.3. So he's putting the pressure on Mr. Fagan from the Indigo Line Motorsport team. Car 747. And a great little battle as Mr. Fagan gets really loose out over that fucking... You see the car protest and go sideways and not want to comply. But he's got a 0.4. There's a 0.4 gap. Then 1.4 back to Mr. Brooklyn. We'll just go back and have a look at this. We'll look at Mr. White here chasing down Mr. Brooklyn. And he's got Mr. Bustos around, right behind him as well. So Mr. White will be looking at getting himself onto the podium as well and taking that spot off Mr. Brooklyn, I would presume. As you see the leaders go through in this little 3-car battle here as the field splits up a little bit. Everyone's got kind of a few second gap between each other now. And it's to fight for this top 5 cars, really 3 cars here for the podium, and the 2 leaders who have now got a decent kind of a gap back to Mr. Brooklyn. So we all want to focus. 53 minutes left on the fucking clock. So he seems to want to take that first corner. Car compressors down. He's going to look to want to focus now and just put in some really good lap times and try and get on terms with Mr. Brooklyn, who's got a little bit of a gap to him, so no pressure yet. In the immediate, he's got a few car lengths there, so he can choose his line. He doesn't have to worry about Mr. White diving up the inside of him here. This is Mr. White's first drive of the Car 3 in this series, so he wasn't with us last week for the opening series, the opening rounds. So, get a little wide, dust kicked up the dust there. They're starting to put a bit of gap now on Mr. Bustos back in P5. So, cream will always rise to the top. So we'll go down to see Mr. Bustos here. As he chases down Mr. White in front of him. He has Mr. Penny behind him. Mr. Brooklyn. He has Mr. Penny behind him in P6. Mr. McMillan back here in P8, who's got a little bit of pressure from car 745, Mr. SKFR. And these 2 guys will bring up the rear of your Alpine Cup field. He sets out on lap 5, sorry. As a 1:2:02.3, so they're setting about the same lap times, these 2 guys here at the back. So this will be the fucking battle for the wooden spoon. The 2 Fanatec liveried cars, one in the blue and one in the black. Watch these fucking guys for a lap and see if Mr. SKFR can fucking make a move here. Mr. McMillan gets it sorted. Nice exit out off that corner. Not giving car 747 any opportunity to fucking make a dive up the inside. So he's going to have to work for this one. Mr. McMillan's not going to give up that second last spot come hell nor high water. So, and like I've always said, these battles back here are just as important as the ones up in front, because this is where your skill level's at. So this is who you're battling. So this is where you're at. This is where you're at. So it's important for Mr. McMillan here to remain in his P8 as he gets really wide and maybe not lose. He'll lose that P8. Commentator's curse. I'm sorry, mate. Fuck, I'm sorry. So he'll have to gather himself here now, and make make inroads into Mr. SKFR and see if he can get back that spot that I most helpfully fucking helped him lose while we had the fucking camera on him. I'm very sorry, mate. Fuck, he'll kill me fucking for that. So, but I'm sure he'll get back on the terms. He looked like he was doing pretty well. Told him there. So that tiny little mistake that all of us, any one of us, could fucking make, cost him his spot. So let's see if he can try and get that spot back. As we'll jump up the front and have a look up the front and see Mr. Fagan still leading by 0.8 over Mr. Alex. These two have made a decent gap now, back 4.2 to Mr. White, who's got himself the pass done on Mr. Brooklyn and got vaulted himself up into the third spot. So, well done, Mr. fucking White, for making the move. Great fight back so far, as he got 48 minutes and 50 left remaining on the race timer. As Mr. Fagan gets really wide out over that exit into this last sector, fast. And 0.8 back to Mr. Alex, then 0.4748 back to Mr. White now in P3. 5.6 back to Mr. Brooklyn. So you watch him come up the main straight. You can visibly see the gap there. Visibly see how the race is playing out. How we're all tracking. So it's a decent gap back to that third spot. So Mr. White will have to fucking work hard now. Look at Mr. Fagan. He's done the best lap time and the fastest lap time so far with the 1:56.2. So I think he's got the measure of Mr. fucking Alex here, just to be quietly with you. So I think he may have his fucking measure tonight as he gets really loose out off the exit. He'll just have to focus here. He'll just have to maintain this gap of 0.8, 0.7, 0.8. Pressure's there. He'll make one mistake, decent mistake, and he'll lose that lead. Running wide like that won't fucking help the cause at all. Just check. Our race is 20-second mandatory start. Real weather, random choice of time. So I'm watching these guys. Now there's a fucking gap come out again. Now the gap's gone out, exploded out a little bit more. 1.1 back to Mr. Alex. So as he comes into the final corner, no pressure so far behind. Hits the line, does let's have a look, 1:56.7. Mr. Alex does 1:57.2. Mr. White 1:56.9. So Mr. White is catching Mr. Alex slowly. As you see the P3 pop up into the what's name as we take our first one of our stoppers. Mr. Brooklyn has decided to come in out of P4 or P5, I think he was. He's dropped down to P7, take his mandatory 25-second stop. And he'll be the first one of the grid to do that with 45 minutes. So a lot of time still left on. He'll drop back to last. But he has completed his stop. So he's the first of the group to do it. Car 311, and he will be right to go to the end. So we watch him come out of pit lane, dive straight out onto the racing line, and he'll be set to go. So watch Mr. Penny here. Mr. Alex has had a moment. No, he's catching. I thought he had a moment there. See in the background there, you can see Mr. White. 4.6 back. Let's watch these two. Mr. Alex is up on this lap, so he's done a faster lap time. Focus is really going in now. And this guy's got a gap out, 44 minutes left. Now it'll be come down to strategy. Will Mr. Alex pit with Mr. fucking Fagan when he stops, or will Mr. Alex pit out of step and try a different strategy here? He's on terms with him here. He's done a faster lap time by a considerable amount, so he's back on terms with him. So Mr. Fagan gets really wide out off that corner. It's been the 4th or 5th time I've seen him do that myself. So pressure's on as he uses all of the exit and some more. Let's just see Mr. White back there, 4.8 still back in P3. He has Mr. Bastos behind him. Can we see Mr. Alex here make... Oh, Mr. Fagan having an issue off the back end of that fucking corner. Mr. Goose has jumped in to do his 25-second mandatory as Mr. Fagan knocks that bollard absolutely flying into the middle of the racing line. As we watch these guys come up onto this back straight. 0.4. Only 0.4. It's a fucking really good battle that's going to end up being... As we see the two coming into the last sector, these last few corners. What can Mr. Alex do here? What has he planned? Has he just been sitting back watching him? Planning a move? He's in the draft. He pops out. Back in. Putting the pressure on him, showing his nose. He's intent. He wants the lead. He wants the lead. Or is he happy just being sitting back behind him? Has Mr. Alex got something in reserve that we have not seen yet? Is he just playing? Is he sandbagging? Is he sandbagging? I don't think so. I don't get that impression from Mr. Alex that he'd be that kind of a driver that would sandbag and play with somebody like that. I think if Mr. Alex he's a racer and a racer at heart, so I think he would have he has every intention of getting past Mr. Fagan here if he can. And that gap still maintains the same under the second, fluctuating 0.7, 0.7, 0.5, 0.4. 1 car length, 2 car lengths is less than a car length, or 2 car lengths is my fucking synopsis on it. So head up the back straight again. Lap 10, 41 left on the clock. That gap back to Mr. White hasn't really fucking changed at all. So he remains back at that fucking 4.5 second mark. You see these two trading blows. Are we seeing Mr. Alex getting frustrated here? Is this what is fucking manifesting in front of us? As he gets extended a little bit wider than Mr. Fagan over that last corner. They head for the line. It seems Mr. Alex can suck up behind him, but can he make the move? It seems he can't do it here in the first corner. He's putting pressure on him. Mr. White does a 157. Mr. Bastos does a 158.9. Behind him in P3 and P4. And come down. Has Mr. Fagan gone too wide there? Can he keep that line? They go side by side. He backs out of it. It's getting closer. 0.1, he's right there. Can he make the fucking move? Duck out. Force him out a little bit wider. So you see these two getting closer and closer. All the while, that gap back to Mr. White and P3 is not changed at all. So Mr. White's having a hard time trying his hardest to get to the back of these two, but these two doesn't seem it doesn't seem that they're fucking slowing down while they're battling. So they're keeping their speed relatively fucking high. So that gap hasn't really changed. As you watch fucking them come through this stupid fucking tight fucking right-hander. Pit stops will start, their stop will start being on their mind. And when are they going to fucking do it? So as you watch the two leaders come down into the last fucking corner, as Mr. Fagan gets really wide, loses it completely, and gifts the fucking lead to Mr. Alex. And gifts P2. So you see Mr. Fagan there. He's dropped down to P4. Is he going to pit? No. So, costly mistake there, getting over the back of the Ripple Strip has cost him the lead. And he's dropped right down to P4. So, angry he will be with himself. Very angry. He gifted the lead there to Mr. Alex. I don't think it was the pressure. He had the gap there. I think he just took it a little bit too hungry over the backside of that curb and lost it. So he'll be upset with himself here. He'll have to gather his thoughts and gather himself. So very upset he will be with that move off the last corner, gifting the lead to Mr. Alex. And drop back now. We'll have to wait for the time and to catch up with him, but he has Mr. Penny 19 seconds behind. 19 seconds behind him, so as we catch up with Mr. Penny here, and he is, yes, 19 seconds behind Mr. Fagan, roughly, a little bit more, a little bit less, back in P5. So it's Mr. Brooklyn. Mr. White has inherited P2. G'day mate, how you going? Thanks for joining me, mate. What's happening? Watching the boys go to fucking war here in the Alpines. You just missed Mr. fucking Fagan losing the lead. He had the lead for the whole race basically, and fucking has lost the lead out of the last corner. Made a mistake. So Mr. Alex is now gifted the lead. Got gifted the lead. Is now 6.5 seconds up the fucking track from Mr. White, who we're watching right now, who has Mr. Bustos behind him, and Mr. Fagan dropped down to P5, and then a big gap back to Mr. Penny in P5. So Friday beers and some good content. Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's small grid, very small grid, but yeah, the right guy's on it, so it keeps it interesting. So it was somewhat interesting until Mr. fucking Fagan lost it. So, but we'll see what Mr. White, former champion here, can do with inheriting P2. He'll be stoked with that. Whether Mr. Fagan, he is quick. Whether he can fucking track him down in 34 fucking minutes, might be. He might be able to do it. He's back there. You can see him back there. So he'll be fucking upset and absolutely furious with that fucking move, with that taking that last corner a little bit too wide and losing it. So we'll see if he can put pressure in, at least get back, climb his way back up onto the podium. I think as Mr. White dives for the pits, which was, I guess, in his strategy, he'll come in and do his 25 seconds out of P2. A very strategic move from Mr. White. He's dived into the pits. I think he'll go back to about P6, P7, so he'll drop back. As we see Mr. Penny go by. And watch Mr. White and see where he comes out. Taking his 25-second mandatory. It feels like forever. In car drops now. Mr. Brooklyn, I think he'll get out. Will he? He's coming out of the pit lane now, so yes, he will nab him. And Mr. White has got a fucking 30-second stop go. Will you fucking believe the luck? Jesus fucking Christ, mate. So he's going to have to come in and revisit pit lane and do a 30-second stop go. So we'll have a couple of angry drivers here in this race at Snetterton. Mr. Fagan and Mr. White, he'll be quite upset with that. That's a silly little mistake on his part. Whether it be he sped into pit lane or whether he did something, but he's copped himself a stop go 30 seconds, so he will not be fucking happy with it at all. So that drops him down to P6, so he has some work to do for the next half an hour. My favourite word? Jeez, I don't know, man. There's a lot of them. If you mean that what my favourite word might be fuck, then that's not my favourite word. That's Aussie English, man. So fuck is, you can use in at least fucking 50 different ways of how to express something. So I wouldn't think fuck would be my favourite word. It's one I use quite frequently, but it's not my favourite word. No, it's not my favourite, mate. People would like to fucking think so, but it's not. It's just how I talk. I talk normally like this. This is how I fucking talk normally. Talk to my wife like this. I talk to my fucking mother like this. I get slapped about a bit when I do, but fuck, I still do. My dad spoke like this. His fucking father spoke like that. It's in our family, man. It's just fucking Aussie. So Mr. White's going to serve his stop go here now. Get that over and done with. He'll be furious, absolutely fucking livid about this. This cost him definitely a fucking podium. And he was on the second step of the fucking thing, so he will be absolutely furious. This has dropped him back probably to last place. There you go. So costly mistake here has cost Mr. White. You watch him do his stop go. Has it cleared him? Yes, it has. He'll come out just in front of Mr. Alex here to rub some salt into the fucking wound and get a blue flag for his efforts as well. So he'll maybe go a lap down here. Mr. Alex is yet to serve his 25-second mandatory stop. But he... Thanks, mate, I will. I'll keep it fucking going, I wouldn't... No, I don't change a fucking thing, man. This is how I fucking talk. So there's a warning. You don't like it? Fuck. There's plenty of other cunts to watch. Yes. let's see. Yes, Mr. Alex Street. So halfway through the race, as we just heard fucking Gerard say, we're going to look back to Mr. Alex here. There's 3 seconds back on Mr. White, who's in last place, as we see Mr. Fagan come in, do his stop out of P5. Just finished his stop. Mr. SKFR has come to do his stop as well. Just coming in, so we're going to see everyone's kind of fucking doing their stops about fucking now. He's going to lose that. Is Mr. fucking McMillan going to come into the pits as well and follow him in P6? Yes, he does. So, good move there. Strategic. They're going to both do their stop at the fucking same time. There's this little battle for the back end. Mr. White's going to grab both these guys, I think. As we see him come up, this is the main straight, and he'll jump his way back up to P7. Mr. Alex behind him still hasn't stopped. So Mr. Bustos here has not stopped either in P2. So he's yet to do his stop. Mr. Pinney hasn't done his stop either. Mr. McMillan's going to finish off his stop very soon, as you see him there. And there's Mr. Goose back in P6. He's done his stop. So we've got 3 guys. Mr. Alex, the top 2. Mr. Bustos is 10.6 fucking back from this, from Mr. Alex, who's gifted the lead from Mr. Fagan back a few laps ago now. So, and as usual, is very comfortable and out in the lead. You see the gap there on the little map. So back to Mr. Bustos, which is 11.3 back. So very comfortable. Very comfortable. So it'll be just a matter now when he wants to take his 25-second stop. He could do it right at the very end and probably leave it another 7 minutes and see if he can't try and extend himself out of lead a little bit more, but he doesn't. Back to P3, which Mr. Pinney's in. He's yet to do his stop. That's P3 back in. That's 30 seconds back. Mr. Brooklands and another what's the name back from that in P4. So he was in no real threat of losing his lead. As we see, Mr. Bustos decided to take his stop now. 26 and a half and change left on the clock. Take his 25 seconds. So he'll lose that spot, that P3 spot, to Mr. Pinney. And we'll see if Mr. Pinney jumps in. And does he stop now, or is he, if he's going to continue on? Who knows? Mr. Bustos has taken his stop, so is he going to come in now? He is going to come in and follow him in. So he's decided to take his stop. And in the P3, so we have P2 and P3 in the pit. Mr. Brooklyn will go past here, as you see him there, and he'll nab that P3 and take that P2 spot off Mr. Bustos, and that will drop Mr. Pinney here that we're watching currently down to fucking P4. Let's see if we can see, is Mr. Goose going to get him? He won't. He's a little bit too far back. So Mr. Pinney will come out in P5. As you see Mr. Goose in the background there coming on to the start-finish straight, so he'll have a bit of a gap on him. and he'll stay in that P5. He'll keep that P5 and that volume up at least 2 spots. So that's good. That's good strategic move from Mr. Pinney there. Volume up in P5. You see the leader, Mr. Alex. Take his stop now, the last of the stoppers, 24 minutes, 24 and change. Come in and do his 25 second. Now, can Mr. Brooklyn? 40 seconds back. There goes Mr. S and SKFR and P8. And Mr. McMillan 7 seconds back. So we see Mr. Alex sit there and wait like for an eternity. Mr. Brooklyn 17 seconds. 14 seconds. We're going to see him pop up. He's on the start-finish straight. Here he comes, Mr. Brooklyn in P2. Is he going to be able to fucking... He's closed that gap and done a brilliant job. Absolutely stellar job from Mr. Brooklyn. Got himself into the P2 spot. You see Mr. Alex come out. Now Mr. Brooklyn's only 5 seconds behind him. 5.8 behind him, so if he can make some inroads on this outlap of Mr. Alex's, he could be well within touch with him. As we watch Mr. Alex come down into the second sector. And now Mr. Bustos is in P3, back in P3. Mr. Fagan, we'll go back and watch that battle because that's going to light up, I think. And there's Mr. Fagan. Now, he is only 0.4 back, not even from Mr. Bustos, and starting to make some pressure and some... Is that the Pope's Alpine? Whose? Which ones? What one? The Pope? Is that the Pope's Alpine? Which one? Which fucking car do you mean, cunt? I don't know which fucking car you mean. So you'll have to explain to me which fucking car. Yeah? It's all white. Oh, Mr. Brooklyn. Where is he? That one? Is that the one? Yeah. No, I just think he likes the white and the grey, man. P2? I wouldn't care what fucking colour me fucking car looked like if I was in fucking P2, man. Looks like the Pope Mobile. Looks like fucking P2 to me. That's what it fucking looks like. I'll get fucking coffee and a croissant in a minute. So, I just think it's fucking P fucking 2, mate. So, it looks good. Anyway, whoa, Mr. Pinney's had a fucking moment. Back in P5 and has turned the front of that Alpine into a garbage truck looking fucking Crashmobile. As that looks painful. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Definitely, mate. That'll probably cost him that P5 when Goose gets to the back of him, because that will affect his aero down that back straight for sure, no doubt. So, bit of a moment there for Mr. Pinney. Mr. Crew tracking along quite nice. Jack raced that track. See, yeah. No, he's going along quite well. So, bit of an unfortunate moment there for Mr. fucking Pinney. So, he won't be too happy about that. And that will cost him some aero and some speed down that back straight. So, Mr. Goose is only 3.4 back. So, yeah, French kiss the wall, definitely, mate. And the Alpine, yes. Give it a nasty fucking Nasty hickey. And that's cost him there, and now cost him an absolute fucking having a moment. So that's really going to cost him a lot, that. Mr. Goose is now only 1.3 back. You can hear the Jaws music now. He's going to get him. It would be unfortunate for Mr. Penny because he's had a decent race, so... But you can hear that fucking Jaws music. Here comes Mr. Goose. That nice clean car. So I think we'll see this move happen on the main straight here. If I had to guess, this is your closest battle at the moment. We'll go up and have a look at Mr. Bustos and Mr. Fagan after this, but Mr. fucking Goose is pushing him nearly into that last corner where he had the incident. So, well, the pressure's definitely on. 19 minutes exactly left on the fucking clock. Mr. Goose is going to try this fucking move down the main straight like I thought. And he'll make this fucking happen if fucking there's some cooperation. But he doesn't. Mr. Penny's determined he'll hold that fucking spot for a bit longer, thank you very fucking much. So he's going to make Mr. Goose work for it here. He's not going to just give it to him. Damaged front car, damaged front fucking nose. So the pressure's definitely on there. P6 and P5, P6. As these guys dive down, and I think that will be the move made. Matt says camera should be on car 3. Was you see Mr. SFX fucking go wide, go loose? Car 3. Car 3. Yep, there we go. Why is it on car 3 for? He's apparently put on a show, apparently. Is he? Really? What show? Where? Car 3. You're looking at car 3 at the moment, brother. I don't see no show. What show? Is he going to flash his... He's flashing his lights. I don't know what he's... yeah. He is tracking down... Mr... Yeah, that's the battle I wanted to go to. This is for your P3, so don't blame the messenger. Yeah. He better fucking do something. He copped a stop-go penalty for his efforts through pit lane, so he better put on fucking something. This is the battle we'll focus on for now. With 17 minutes, 16 and 58 left on the clock. This will be for the last step of the fucking podium. And in P3, Mr. Fagan had lost the lead earlier on in the race and has worked his way back, be under help with the screaming demon that was shoved up his ass at the earlier point in the race when he yeeted it off himself. So he will definitely have a screaming demon shoved up his ass, making inroads into Mr. Bustos for P3. And the pressure will be on. And Mr. Brooklyn's only 10 seconds back, 9-10 seconds. So that gap to the leader he hasn't been able to manage to make any inroads, but Mr. Fagan is definitely making inroads here on Mr. Bustos to send him out wide and taking that P3 off him. And as Mr. Brooklyn goes across the line at 158, Mr. Fagan is 157. So he's definitely faster than Mr. Brooklyn in P2. So with 15 minutes on the clock, can he get himself down? Yeah, well, probably. He says a 2-for-1 special coming. Is it? He'll probably get back to... Let's have a look. And we'll leave Mr. Fagan there because I don't think Mr. Bustos is going to make any more inroads into him. Yes, he's probably going to get Mr. Goose and Mr. Penny here at once, but we'll watch the show. We'll stay on it while we've 15 minutes left. Yeah. Yeah, well, Mr. Penny, he'll probably get here before the... Why aren't you racing anyway? Because I don't like these fucking cars. That's why. And I'm doing the wet series broadcast, and I do this one. I thought I'd offer my services doing this one as fucking well, being the nice cunt that I am. So that's why I'm doing this. I don't like them. Yeah, I've raced these before. I've raced these little fuckers before, and I just don't like the car. So better to bring... Yeah, I'm going to do the Cup Car Series, mate. Yeah. No, I won't fucking forget. Thanks, Dad. Ta. Fucking Jesus. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the fucking kind words, man. Did you see Mr. White take that fucking P6 off Mr. Penny, and he's... Yeah, look, I like the Giannetta too, mate. I actually like the little KTM. Oh, yeah, I'd like to race a KTM series, man. I think that'd be cool. I'd actually like to race a KTM series with, like, yeah, all of the, like, both the KTM versions of them. So the GT4 version and the GT2 version. So you had, like, both of them on the track at the same time. So just the two classes of fucking KTM would be cool, I reckon, as well. Because they're both really oddball fucking GT cars. So, as we watch Mr. White here, he's only 1.5 back from Mr. Goose, so he'll take that fucking, you know, that prediction that he fucking said for a 2-for-1 is definitely, might be on here. Mr. Fagan back in P3, Mr. Bustos P4. R&D for the win. Screw the Yanks. Be careful, mate. R&D for the win. Where's my phone? We'll have a look. There's Mr. Brooklyn. Well, that's... there's your P2. He's 10 back, 10.3 back from Mr. Alex. Then Mr. Fagan is right there getting past Mr. McMillan. Oh, a bit awkward there, but he's back 8.7 back, so he'll probably 12 minutes. It's gonna be a bit of a stretch to get to Mr. fucking Brooklyn and get that P2, but he might fucking do it. He may do it. He has Mr. Bustos 4.5 now back from him that he made the pass on, so there's no real threat to anyone from behind for him. And so look at Mr. Stefan, Mr. McMillan back there in P9, Mr. Goose. Here's that passer he's going to make Mr. White on him, is he? He popped out of the draft there. We'll probably get this done on Mr. Goose down the main straight, or even here somewhere, maybe force him out a bit wide. Got to stop go, Mr. White, so he'll have a bit of a bee up his arse. Was in P2, will definitely want decent points being his first race for the series. So Goose gets a high up off the inside curb. I think we'll see this pass made here for P fucking 5 as he goes out wide. Mr. White. Mr. Goose is going to protect that inside, but Mr. White will get that inside back inside. Does he get the move done? No. Pops back in. 10 and change left on the fucking clock. Mr. Goose goes too wide, and that has gifted that position to Mr. White. So, and he's lost a chunk of time in that wide move and got him out onto the melted under pressure. Yeah, kind of a little bit, mate. I think he probably could have held him out for another couple of laps or a lap or so, but yeah, did crack underneath the pressure and shoved it in there a bit wide into that fucking hairpin. I see Mr. White now chase after Mr. Bustos. Don't think he has time to get to him. He's 55 up the road, so I think Mr. White will have to settle for P5 here. Yeah, he will be, mate. Yeah, he does his annual review of fucking races, so when he watches it back, he'll be fucking stoked that I showed both of those. But there's only 9 of the fuckers on the fucking track, so that's why the fucking everyone's getting a little bit more fucking airtime tonight. So we watch Mr. Bustos here in P4. Had a tumultuous type of a race, up, down. Was up towards the front. Now got himself fucking back there in P4. Some White 48 back from him. Mr. Fagan 6.9 back from him. Got passed for that fucking P3, so part new to the series as well, so I'll be happy with that. Car 140. Had a relatively clean race, so you have to be clean. You have to be fucking finished first, so Mr. Brooklyn back in the Popemobile. P2, I don't think he has anything to worry about as we look back. Mr. Fagan's right back there, so I think if he just keeps tracking along like this, he'll be fine. Mr. Penny hasn't, it's that ugly front end, back in P7, and there's your leader. Just go across the line, set it going in the 27th lap. 157, no pressure really behind, 11 behind, so Mr. McMillan has decided to take a pit stop for some reason. Damage, I would think, maybe. Mr. Fagan, there he is. So he must have had some damage he wanted fixed. I'll drop him out of that fight that he was having with Mr. SKFR as your leader, and go on to take his second victory in this fucking series, and stamp his authority on this one like he has done in the wet series. So a little bit of a fight earlier on with Mr. Fagan from Indigo Line Motorsport, so had the lead and made that mistake, Mr. Fagan. So cost him, gifted this man the lead, and he has gone away with it. Absolutely left the field behind. Another masterclass from Mr. Alex, so he'll be very impressed with that. There's no real pressure from him behind, so hit all his marks and apexes and be nice and smooth operator. Another victory. 6 and change left on the clock. We don't really have any other battles really to watch for you. I'm going through the field, Mr. Fagan, everyone's kind of out on their own. Mr. White back in P5. So 46 back. And they'll settle for P5, I think. Mr. McMillan's been in the pits for a long time, so I think he might have had enough and called it at that. Mr. Bustos says to 158. So far ahead of Mr. White here now. He's going across just going into the last sector. So it was on the podium, then off, then on, then off, then a stop go. That fucked him. So won't be too stoked, but didn't have a lot of time in this car either, so but he's the current champion, so we'll expect better things from him for when he gets to the land of the rising sun in Suzuka. See if he can crack a fucking podium there. Watch him tip it into turn 1. Mr. Bustos, like we were talking about, Mr. Brooklyn here. So 12 back now, so he's lost a couple of seconds to Mr. Alex, so... 4 and change as he gets 2 wheels up onto the fucking over the ripple strip real high. Yes, Mr. Fagan only 7 back, so he can't afford too many mistakes and too many fucking wild moments. Will cost him this P2. So he still has to remain focused. Comes into that last corner. And tips it in, goes across the line. You see Mr. Fagan back there. 6.97 seconds. So Mr. Brooklyn has to be fucking careful here. Mr. Fagan just set a 157. So he's coming for him. Don't think he has time. We've only got probably 2 laps, 3 laps most. Maybe 2 laps left in the fucking race. So you can see him back there, but I'll have to be careful. Just keep that focus for that last little bit of the race. And this is where you can fuck it up. He's sitting here really nice and sweet like Mr. fucking Brooklyn. His second step at the podium. Lose one little bit of focus. Miss an apex. Brake too late. Cost you that 6 seconds. Before you know it, you're off the podium. So he has to remain. He's done a good job. He's done a really good job of his strategy. He's had a really good race. So deserves the P2. He's kept his nose clean and out of trouble for the whole race. So he's got Mr. Fagan 6-4 back and see him right back there. And we'll only, like I said, we'll only have a couple of laps left, if that. So I think if he keeps it together, he'll be able to snavel this P2. So that's where my broadcaster's vote would go for the driver of the day. It'd be definitely this man right here. And a fucking brilliant race. So he's nowhere near onto the podium in qualifying. So he's got a 6-2 back, so you can start seeing those headlights of Mr. Fagan coming, but I just don't think, I think our leader will go for a last lap on the next one by, so I think he's got this lap he's on and one more. He might have this fucking P2 in his pocket. So we have a Mr. Penny here, and he's busted up fucking Alpine 77 back in P7. There's your leader. His fastest lap time 1:56.235, so he's on the 30th lap now. So I think you'll find that this next lap will be his last one as he comes on to the back straight. Easy, yes. This will be the second last time that this man will have to navigate this back straight. Another superb job. Another pocket full of fucking points. I'm cementing his position at the top. So great job by him. Consistently fucking fast and consistently fucking good in these one make and what's the name series. So very fast man as he sets up on his last lap, I would think.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
Correct. As we hear from Gerard saying that that's his last lap. So we'll watch this man on his last lap. He has no pressure from behind. So Brooklyn does 1:57.8 P2. You see Mr. Fagan there, 157.9. Mr. SFR there in P8. Mr. Bastos, Mr. McMillan, Mr. Goose there when the camera catches up with him. Heading onto the back straight, P6. And there's Mr. White. Back in P5. So I don't think Mr. Fagan will be able to catch Mr. Brooklyn here, so I think he's done a great job in P2. So as we watch your leader come onto the back straight for the last time, flashing his lights, he's impressed about the win. He had the fight in the early part of the race with Mr. Fagan, but God gifted it. So he's done a brilliant job since. Done his usual thing. Just driven away with the race. No pressure behind him at all from anyone in the last sector of the last 15-20 minutes of the race. So done an excellent job. And there will be your winner for round 2 of the Alpine Cup Series. And championship leader, as he brings it across the line, Mr. P. Alex in car 111 is your winner. And here you have it. Congratulations, mate. Well done. Decisive victory once again. We'll go back to Mr. Brooklyn here, crossing the line in P2. Well done, mate, P2. And I'll see there in the background Mr. Fagan there. Mr. Brooklyn loops it around and does the... There you go, there's Mr. Alex out on the fucking dirt. Very happy about that. There's Mr. Fagan back in P3, and decent sort of a fight back from losing the lead, so he'll be your last step of the podium. You go back to Mr. White here, and he'll be in P5. And he'll be upset but satisfied. P5, kind of where he started from at the start, but that's where he finished. So there you have it. You know, across the line. I just watch Mr. Penny here. He'll get a P7 in his crumpled nose fucking Alpine, number 77. See him come across the line. And you'll grab that. And there is your finishing order. Mr. Alex convincing by 13 seconds over Mr. Brooklyn. Back to Mr. Fagan, then Mr. Bustos, Mr. White, 36 seconds back. Mr. Goose, Mr. Penny, Mr. SKFR, Mr. McMillan rounds out your top 9 and field for round 2 of Snetterton. Congratulations to the top 3. Really good fucking interesting race. And I will catch you guys for the wet series. Let me get my little fucking board out. There you go. The ARL fucking wet series live on fucking YouTube. Not now, but fucking on Sunday. Tune in for that one. That'll be Bathurst, so that'll be a fucking that's going home. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate your fucking comments on the fucking live chat and then Discord and shit. So thanks a lot. I will fucking catch yous on the flip side.